Okay, so we are skipping topic 6, law of cosines. So we're skipping this one. Turn to the next page. Solve non-right triangles. So if you don't have a calculator at home, I want you to download this calculator app that I have here. It's called Numworks. Okay, so download it if you need a calculator app, and then make sure you put it in the degree mode settings. So you have to hit home. Then you scroll all the way down to settings, and then hit OK. And then change your angle measure to degrees. It will say radians, and you put it on degrees. So mine's already in degrees. And then in the top of my corner of my calculator, it says DEG. That means you're in degree mode. So if you need a calculator, download this app. Then you can do your homework at home. It's pretty good. It works on Androids and iPhones. So we're only going to do 2 of the problems. You're going to skip 2 and 4. And we're going to do 1 and 5. And I guess there's no number 3. So we're going to be using law of sines. So with law of sines, remember, we're going to be using 2 matches. So like an angle and a side that's across from it. So here we have an angle and a side that's across from it. And then we have another side that we're looking for. That's our x. And the angle that's across from that, we don't know. But we can figure it out. So to figure it out, we're going to do 180 minus 51 minus 70, because those are the 2 other angles in our triangle. So we get 59. So this angle here is 59 degrees. So our equation, sine of 59, because that's our angle, divided by x, because that's the side that's across from the 59, is going to be equal to sine of 70 divided by 9, because that's the side that's across from the 70 degrees. Now, when we're solving, we're going to solve by cross multiplying. So we end up getting the x goes with sine 70. So x sine 70 equal to 9 times sine 59. Now, we want this x to be by itself. So what's next to the x? Sine 70. So we're going to divide by sine 70 on both sides. Okay, so our sine 70s cancel each other out, leaving an x. So we have x equals. Okay, this is what we're going to plug into our calculator. 9 sine 59 divided by sine 70. So I had to make sure I moved my little arrow outside of my parentheses before I hit divide, so I got it on the bottom of our fraction. Now, if you're using the Numworks calculator at home, the EXE button, this EXE button down here is enter. So we hit enter, and we get 8.2. And we were finding a side, so x is a side. So we only need to round to that 1 decimal place, so 8.2. Okay, and that is number 1. Now, our next problem, number 5. So we have our x, which is an angle, and the side that's across from it, so 27. And then our other angle is 74, and the side across from that is 26. So we have both of our matches, our angle and a side, so we don't have to find the other angle like we did on the last problem. So now let's write our equation. Sine of x, because now x is an angle, so we're going to do sine x divided by 27, because that's our pair. And then that's going to be equal to sine 74 divided by 26, because that's the side that's across from that. So 74 and 26 go together, and the x and 27 go together. Now we can solve using cross multiplying. So the 26 and the x, 26 and the sine x multiply, and the 27 and the sine 74 multiply. Now, this time, our sine x, our x is with our sine, like it's in the sine. So we actually have to divide this 26 out first. So our 26's divide. Oh my gosh. My cat literally just laid on my iPad. So the 26's divide out. So now we get sine x, because that's what's left still, equal to, okay, let's put this in our calculator. 27 sine 74. Okay, now I had to arrow out of my parentheses and then hit divide by 26. So this is the time where we're going to have to keep 4 decimal places to keep it the most accurate. So 0.9982. Now we have a sine x. We want just x. So the opposite of sine is going to be sine inverse. So that's what we're going to do to both sides. So the sine and the sine inverse cancel each other out, leaving us with just x. So x is equal to sine inverse of 0.9982. So that's what we're going to plug in. So on this calculator, you have to hit shift and then sine. So see how it says arc sine? That's the same as sine inverse. Okay, the arc sine and sine inverse are the same thing. And then we're going to do 0.9982. So x is going to be 86.6 degrees. So up here is 86.6 degrees.